The scene started in the ring, where the crowd are making noises. Joo Jaekyung, one of the MFC's fighter, he has a handsome face, reigning light heavyweight champion of MFC's Championship Mixed Martial Arts Tournament. They were fighting for MMA Championship. The referee is jumping and trying to intervene, but Joo having it. This is getting dangerous for Joo's opponent, a tyrant in the ring and the strongest man in the world. Undefeated legend Joo Jaekyung, the streaks continue. Incredible, he said, while he's on the bus. Today I'm on my way to treat Joo Jaekyung himself. The story continues in the gym. Kim Dan, the physical therapist, while feeling nervous, drinking an energy booster drink on. He's ready to do his duty. I haven't done this in so long. It's making me nervous, he said, not to mention this is the first time I've ever had such a VIP client. No, be positive. I'm lucky just to be working after all. I need to at least cover the interest on that loan. Maybe if I make a good impression today, he'll ask for me again, he said. All right, let's do this. He enters the gym. He can hear a loud punches. Enough, enough. Stop him, said the coach. Where there's blood, every punch is from him. Stop. Joo Jaekyung, get a hold of yourself, said the coach. What's wrong with you? Free sparring doesn't mean you should actually take the apart. Someone could have gotten injured, coach said. He was shocked watching him like that. People were gathered around the wounded one. That little punk wanted to spar, so I sparred. What's the problem? While he was on his way out from the ring with a split blood on his face. Who's this? He asked. Looking at that handsome face closely makes him feel blank at the moment. I thought I made it clear. I don't want anyone bringing strangers in here while I train. Which one of you clowns decided to invite a guest? He asked. He's huge, Jen Dan thought in his mind. Oh no, that's not. I'm sorry I'm late. You must be the physical therapist at the coach. He asked. Yep. He's the new doc, said the coach, while introducing Kim Dan to Joo Jaekyung. Nice to meet you, he said. What do we need a new doc for? Where'd the last one go? Joo asked. Don't you remember? You said he rubbed you the wrong way? You knocked the guy flat on his ass? Coach said. Oh, right, Joo said. Do you have any idea how hard it was finding someone to come in today? You ungrateful turd, said the coach with an angry face. Knocked him flat. Him and the physical therapist. Dan's in mind. He was flustered. Does this mean he could beat me up too? Okay, right this way, Doc, Coach said. All right, yes. Don't worry. Just don't do anything to get on his nerves and you'll be fine, Coach said in whispers, so if I do get on his nerves, I'll get beat up. In his mind. I should have known. The pay was too good and they were so desperate. Dan's in mind. I really don't want to get hit anymore. He had a huge loan from those men who beats him till now. Thinking, how is he going to pay his debt? Well, there's no getting out of this. So I just need to do whatever it takes to satisfy Joo Jaekyung. He thoughts on his mind. He enters the massage room to start his duty. While he was seeing Joo Jaekyung half-naked body, he was amazed on that huge muscular body of him. My clothes are soaked in sweat. Joo Jaekyung said. I can do this naked, right? He asked. Yep, he said. Yikes, he's so casual right off the bat. Kim Dan in his mind. Looking at the perfect body and a handsome face, it leaves him speechless. You just gonna stand there? Joo said. Right? Yes? I'll, get started right away, Doc Dan said. Do you have any specific concerns? Doc Dan asked. Just do your thing, Joo said and annoyed. Yes, sir, Doc said. My thing. Doc Dana confused. Then I'll give you the full-body sports oil massage, Doc Dan said. Just don't get on his nerves, he recalls what the coach said to him a while ago. The room was silence while he doesn't hear him talking. Man, this really is a whole other level. Of all the clients I've had, no one's body even comes close to this. He spoke in his mind. He must train so hard, it's kind of amazing. He couldn't stop his mind thinking about this guy in front of him. He's got incredible skin, too. Rub, and he's just so ridiculously handsome. Now Kim Dan is out of his mind because of this guy. He can't help but keep amusing his beauty while his eyes were close. and suddenly he feels a hard thing between his thighs. He accidentally touched it because he's not paying attention of where his hands landed. At that moment he was back to his senses. Joo Jaekyung opened his eyes from closing it. Kim Dan gasped, thinking what's going to happen to him now. "Hey," Joo Jaekyung said. Doc Dan said, "Don't worry. Just don't do anything to get on his nerves and you'll be fine." He remembered what the coach said. What he gonna do now? Oh God, what do I do? I definitely just got on his nerves. Kim Dan in his mind. "I'm really sorry, truly sorry, sir," in a trembling voice of Doc. "Please don't hit me," he spoke in his mind. But a minute later, there's nothing going on. "What the HL are you crying for?" Joo Jaekyung asked. He was confused why he's not hitting him by now. "Just watch your hands and hurry up," Joo Jaekyung said. "Yes, sir. Whew, that was close. Looks like he's gonna let it go. I can't believe I cried. He must think I'm such an idiot." Kim Dan spoke in his mind. What a disaster. Joo Jaekyung was staring at him without a word. Tick, tock, tick, tock. "That wraps up your treatment for today," he said. "Thank you for your patience, Mr. Joe. I was concentrating so hard to avoid messing up. I feel exhausted. I can't wait to get out of here." Kim Dan in his mind. The results, Joo Jaekyung likes it. "Not bad," he said. "Then I'll be going now. Have a nice day, sir. The feeling that you want to get out of that place." Joo Jaekyung leaves no words, but starring Kim Dan leaving the room. "What a little wimp," he said. 1 week later, Kim Dan doing many part-time jobs. He doesn't complaining what job will be given to him, as long as he earned a lot of money to pay his grandma in the hospital, who hospitalized, and he needs a lot of money for his grandmother's recovery.